Here's my take on this whole natural hair thing, yeah, that I haven't seen anyone talk about. All these comments of my hair's too tough, it takes too long, it's high maintenance, it's not nice, it's not presentable, all of that, is that all these comments, we didn't hear it at school first. We didn't hear it at like when somebody would speak to us at church. We didn't hear it. We heard it there, but that's not the first place we heard it. The first place that we heard these statements were at home. Yes, at home. They were the comments like, fix your hair before you go outside. Your hair's too rough. Why can't it be neat? Put it in braids so it looks better. And for a lot of us, those words didn't come from strangers. They came from our mums, the women who raised us. These were the first women that we looked up to, and they would tell us that we were beautiful one minute by putting the bobbles in our hair and the threads and all the accessories and the bows and all of that. And then the next minute, we just had a relaxer slapped on our heads and Bob's drunk off. Mixed messages. And look, I completely understand, because they were doing the best that they could, because they were under the pressures that they had inherited themselves. But still unknowingly, they passed down that same shame and that same doubt onto us. And here's the truth that no one talks about, because as Black people, we often act like we were the only people who were picked on at school. Like, oh, this person said this about my hair and that person said, wait, hold on a minute. Because when I was at school, the Asians were picked on. The Jewish kids were picked on. The Southeast Asians were picked. Do you know what? They were picked on the most. Out of everyone, it was the Southeast Asians. Even the white kids were picked on. But do you know what was different? For the most part, they didn't change because they came from homes where they knew who they were. They were grounded in their identity. But for the majority of us, we didn't even know our own language. To this day, we still don't know our own language, because please tell me why, as a woman who's approaching 40, I'm just now learning my language, Chi, from Ghana, in order for my kids to not grow up not understanding their language like I didn't. So if you combine that with the women in our homes slating our own appearance, of course it's going to result to what we have today. Because as much as we want to think that, you know, because we know our music, our celebrations and the dishes, that we know our culture, that's nice, that's good, but it's not enough. Because that's not enough to raise a child to accept who they are. Because how can you tell a child, this is your culture, this is the food you eat, this is the music we listen to, and all of this and all of that, but then at the same time tell them to change what they naturally look like, and you're telling them that that's not good enough? It's mixed messages all over the gaff. Why